February 1st, 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers is camping on a frozen mountainside deep inside the Ural Mountains. Outside, the temperature is nearly 30 degrees below zero. The wind screams across the snow. Inside the tent, everything seems normal. They're exhausted, they're joking, they're planning tomorrow's climb. No one knows these are the final peaceful moments of their lives. Then something happens. We still don't know what, but whatever it was, it terrified every single person inside that tent. Not enough to make them leave, enough to make them run. They don't put on their boots. They don't grab their heavy winter coats. They don't even use the tent's entrance. Instead, they slash through the fabric from the inside and disappear into the freezing darkness. Weeks later, rescuers discover the campsite. The tent is still standing. Food is still inside. Most of their gear is untouched, but the people are gone. Days later, their bodies begin to appear. Some died from hypothermia. Some suffered injuries so violent, investigators compared them to the force of a car crash. One victim was missing her tongue. More than 6 decades have passed. Technology has changed. Governments have changed. The world has changed. Yet one question has never been answered. What happened on that mountain? This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in modern history. To understand the mystery, you first have to understand the people. These weren't reckless adventurers chasing danger. They were experienced winter hikers, university students, engineers, young people with bright futures waiting for them back home. Leading the expedition was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, quiet, disciplined, highly respected by everyone in the group. The mission wasn't unusual. Complete a challenging ski expedition, earn an advanced hiking certification, then return home. Simple. Before leaving, they took photographs, they laughed, made jokes, smiled at the camera. Today, those photographs feel different because every smile you see belongs to someone who would never return. The first few days went exactly as planned. The group moved deeper into the mountains, crossing thick forests, climbing icy slopes, leaving behind the last signs of civilization. The weather became harsher, the wind grew stronger, but nothing suggested disaster. Then the letters stopped. The radio never came. The group missed the date they were expected home. At first, friends weren't worried. Experienced hikers often returned late, but one day became 2. 2 became 5. 5 became more than a week. Families knew something was wrong. Rescue teams were finally sent into the mountains. What they found would become one of the most disturbing crime scenes in history. The tent was still there, but the truth was nowhere to be found.
The search teams followed the footprints straight into the frozen wilderness. Some tracks were made by bare feet, others by people wearing only thin socks. Think about that. These weren't beginners. They were experienced winter hikers. They knew stepping into -30-degree temperatures without boots was almost certain death. So why did they do it? What could possibly have terrified them more than freezing to death? Days later, the first 2 bodies were found beneath a giant cedar tree. They had tried to build a fire. They had fought to survive. Not far away, 3 more hikers were discovered. They were lying between the tree and the tent, as if they had made one last desperate attempt to go back, but they never made it. Months later, after the snow finally melted, the last 4 hikers were found, hidden inside a deep ravine. And that's when this mystery became legendary. Several victims had crushed ribs. One had a fractured skull. The injuries were so severe, investigators compared the force to a high-speed car crash. But there was one problem. There was no car, no explosion, no sign of another person. Only snow, silence, and questions. One victim was missing her tongue. Another was missing parts of her lips. For decades, people argued over what happened. Some believed it was simply nature. Others believed something far more terrifying was hiding in those mountains. An avalanche.
A secret military test, strange atmospheric forces, even something that has never been explained. More than 60 years later, scientists, journalists, investigators, and millions of people around the world are still asking the exact same question. What really happened on Dyatlov Pass? Maybe the mountain knows, but if it does, it's never told anyone. What do you think happened that night? An accident? A government cover-up? Or something we still can't explain? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy true mysteries based on real events, subscribe, because this is only the beginning.